Because I know I'm not impersonating.
Okay. Impersonating
and I know
what?
that I'm going to prove that I'm not.
Impersonating what? Impersonating what?
Let me ask you a
State
question.
agent?
No, police officer.
Move your Get your fucking car out of the way now! Stay there until we're clear, or I'm gonna take you down myself! Stop your vehicle! I'm not gonna tell you again!
I know I don't have a lot of emotions and I don't really show them.
Come on, let's go, bitch! Get out your fucking car, let's go! Let's go, come on!
Cursing shows a lack of education, shows a lack of respect for who you're talking to. Some dumb fuck, bullshit, idiot.
What the fuck does it look like I'm doing, dumb fuck? Get the fuck over before you find out.
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Listen, motherfucker.
Have you ever been in the military?
I have.
You were in what branch?
Army.
The Army. When were you in the Army?
I wasn't actually in the Army. I served as a cop, and then I served for 12 years in the U.S. Army as a major.
Okay.
So,
First, thank you for your service.
But I did the Army. I was young and dumb, and I wanted action, so I joined the Army, was a Ranger, and then I went SF, and then my parachute didn't work right, my back got hurt, my brother got killed.
Jeremy Dewitte, aka Motor One, is one of the most infamous, egregious, and well-documented cases of stolen valor in history. There are thousands of videos and dedicated YouTube channels to document how he impersonates police officers and fabricates a life of military service. As we close 2024, his decade plus of tomfoolery is coming to an end, with his high-risk funeral escort business being disbanded and him being convicted to spend the next 7 years in prison for sex offender charges. After watching hundreds of hours of compilations and footage of this absolute disaster of a man, I decided to put this video together. I want to centralize his most ridiculous acts as a failed police officer, and him lying about his ridiculous military career where he portrays himself as Captain Price from Call of Duty. If you're familiar with Germany, there'll be some points in this video that haven't been covered before. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the dumpster fire that is Jeremy Dewitte. Let's start at the beginning of his career as a serial impersonator. In 1998, when he was 18, Jeremy was part of the Orlando Police Explorers. This is similar to JROTC for the military. The important part is he in no way, shape, or form was a police officer. Long story short, he tried to get some gas, forgot his wallet, and showed the cashier his badge to pass himself off as a police officer to get free gas, which he claims he was going to pay back. He was charged of impersonating a police officer, and that was that. Before Jeremy started Metro State, he supposedly served as an Army Ranger and Special Forces Major. Before we look at his Stolen Valor record, let's be clear, there is no way he could have served in the military with his record. On top of that, he was picking up documented charges the whole time he supposedly was serving the military. Thankfully, we can thank the YouTube channel Master Sergeant Retired for requesting his paperwork from the United States Army verifying that he never served.
This is in response to your request for military personnel files pertaining to Mr. Jeremy C. Dewitte. Your request was processed under the provisions of the Freedom of Information / Privacy Acts. And then we'll go down a little bit more. No records pertaining to Mr. Jeremy C. Dewitte were found.
Now that we all understand that he did not serve, let's hear from the horse's mouth about his military service.
Appreciate you calling, because, you know, I have a medical discharge, and once I got that I jumped, my chute didn't work right.
I did the Army. I was young and dumb, and I wanted action, so I joined the Army, was a Ranger, and then I went SF, and then my parachute didn't work right, my back got hurt, my brother got killed, and I drank, and life changed.
I gotta ask you, man, because you know I was military, right? Right, Jeremy? I just gotta ask this before.
Corporal.
Were you ever in the military?
Corporal, let me ask you a question.
Did you jump in Fallujah? Did you jump in Fallujah?
I've jumped a lot of places. Because of our business, and I have 30 employees, and they do rotate a little bit. I was military, so it's easier for me to remember people by their call sign than their actual name.
Have you ever been in the military?
I have.
You were in what branch?
Army.
The Army. When were you in the Army?
I wasn't actually in the Army. I was actually certified and trained, and then I did private details.
No, what I'm asking you, have you ever been in the United States
to the United
military?
States Army?
You were never sworn into the military.
Trained me, and then the details that I do.
But that doesn't make you in the military.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I served as a cop, and then I served for 12 years in the U.S. Army as a major. So I feel it in my heart when I was overseas. A few of you have asked questions, where have you been in overseas? I've been to almost every Middle Eastern country you can list. To wear that, and then I joined the Army, and then this is where I am now. Yes.
And you are SF Ops 2015, is that you?
Right.
Okay. And what's the SF Ops for? What's that?
Operations.
Okay.
Are you cleared for that?
He owns this business.
Are you cleared for that? Sir, what's your GS level? Because I know what my military level was, my classification.
Okay, we don't need to go through.
Okay, great. Are you an officer?
No, I'm not, but I work for Customs.
CP35. How do you know how to do this stuff?
Dismantling bombs overseas.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Dismantling bombs? You never told me that. You said you were like special ops, but you never said you were like dismantling bombs.
Now, shooting shit just for the hell of it. What branch of the military were you in?
Army.
Army? So was I. Where were you stationed?
I was Benning and then I was Bragg. I was originally a Ranger, 3rd Battalion out of Benning, and then I was 3rd Group out of Bragg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. What did you do?
You jumped.
Oh yeah, I've been jump certified since I was 18.
Wow.
That's why I left the Army. I had a streamer. My riser popped when I was going into Fallujah.
First off, anyone that's ever served the military would call BS on his career. Just the way he talks about GS levels and his supposed Special Forces career. As disrespectful as it is to falsely claim military service, especially deploying and all the other stuff he talks about, it's not technically illegal. When it does become illegal and becomes stolen valor is if there's some type of economical gain for it to become a crime. Aside from him vlogging his house showing off his Special Forces book or having Army stickers scattered around, picture this. You're looking for a funeral escort service and you end up at the offices of Metro State and take a seat with Mr. Dewitte himself. As you're making small talk, you see the display of flags behind him. To the uninitiated, you'd probably ask what they mean. If you have served, you would immediately recognize the Army flag behind him. You'd probably then take a closer look and notice the Special Forces flag that is also there. As you keep skimming his office, you see a coffee cup of an Army Ranger unit insignia, and then you notice an operator helmet as well. Of course, that would somehow come up in conversation, which opens the door for him to tell his stolen valor stories. I assume there have been some clients of his that probably heard his ridiculous service story and felt some sense of obligation or trust based off his fabricated service that led him to receiving business. I know he's been investigated for stolen valor, and I really hope the detectives interviewed his past clients to tie in the business atmosphere for some type of financial benefit. Now let's take a look at him impersonating police officers post Call of Duty military career.
Hey! Stop your vehicle! Get over! Get the fuck over! What are you doing? What the fuck does it look like I'm doing, dumb fuck? Get the fuck over before you find out.
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Listen, motherfucker, I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. What you need to do is figure it the fuck out before you start talking shit and cutting us off.
I'm not cutting anyone.
Go ahead. Hey! 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 Pull over! Pull over! Hey! Pull your fucking car over! Pull over! Get out of the way! Move your fuck! Get your fucking car out of the way now!
I don't know what you
I don't give a fuck what you don't understand! Pull forward now! Pull forward now! Stop there! What the fuck is your problem?
I didn't know what's the problem back there.
You're a federal agent, you said, sir?
No, I'm a state certified agent.
State certified
officer, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Then you got.
Oh, that guy's doing that shit? Give me a second. Stay there, stand on. insist that it's 45 through there, and then you use the turning lane to cut through traffic. Yeah. I understand you're in a nice car and everything, but let's be a little more mature the way you drive. Let's drive the right way then.
Are you a cop?
Don't worry about what I am, because I'm a state agent. So what you need to do is make sure you're doing the right thing, fuck boy. What in the fuck are you doing? I got it. Go past me. Yep. Photo, you're gonna have to use the turning lane. Over here now! Pull your car here now! Get out of the fucking way! Move your fucking car! Stay there! Dude, I don't give a shit. Come here! Come here! Right here! Right here! Stay there, please. You guys are killing me today. Come here. Right here. Right here! Get out of the way! Stop! Fuck it. Right here! Right here! Right here! Right here! Right here! Right here! All four of you! Show some fucking respect! It's a fucking funeral, you disrespectful fucks! Fucking A! Now! Get out of my funeral now! Get out of my funeral now! Get out of my funeral now! We didn't know which way to go! Get out of the fucking way now! Move your bike to the side, now! And stay there until we're clear, or I'm gonna take you down myself! Stop your vehicle! I'm not gonna tell you again! Sir! I'm not gonna fucking tell you again! Stay right fucking there! Stay right fucking there! Who the fuck do you think you are?
I don't know what the fuck's going on!
How do you fucking not know with all the sirens and lights, you lying motherfucker?
What'd you call me?
You heard me!
We're going to start with his inspiration for Metro State. Now, Jeremy has very adamantly defended that he has done everything that he can to not look like police officers. Obviously, anyone with a normal functioning brain would call BS on that. But he is so delusional that he actually went on Dr. Phil to try to clear his name.
So, I just got the call from Dr. Phil's staff. Very, very nice people. The ladies there for Dr. Phil are amazing. The fact that they're so organized and put together and they get things squared away for him is amazing. But anyways, so yeah, the show is going to be airing the 17th and get this, the 18th as well. They have so much proof and they have so much information that I'm not impersonating, and there's a lot of corruption, that they've made it 2 episodes. Yourself that Dr. Phil later on is deceptive. I know I passed, so that's all that fucking matters at the end of the day. All the haters that will talk all this shit that they want to talk after they see Dr. Phil can suck my and go fuck themselves. But at the end of the day, I know for a fact I passed that shit flying colors, and there was no misunderstanding that I've never misrepresented myself as a law enforcement officer.
So he's very excited to go on Dr. Phil, looked like a complete fool, and then tries to backtrack. I don't think Jeremy's dumb, but for the life of me, I can't think of what benefit he thought he was going to get from this. But hey, you know what they say, any press is good press, right? Well, it's very obvious that Jeremy has mauled his business to look like LAPD. The uniforms, the patches, and the vehicles are spitting images. He has some sort of fascination that can be seen just by the memorabilia throughout his house and office. There are tons of clips where you can take a look and you can see all kinds of examples. Again, going back to the flags at his desk, I found it particularly interesting that he has an LAPD flag in his collection. He does have family in California, so maybe when he was spending time down there, that's how he drew his inspiration.
Long story short, Dr. Phil was great. We were there those 2 days. It was not enough. I wanted to spend more time in California. I have family in California, so I've been there many, many times.
The two most recognizable police departments in the world are LAPD and New York PD. So maybe it's him just trying to get the most bang for his buck impersonating. I actually think it's much more petty than that. A badge is very important for law enforcement. It's a visual sign that someone has authority in that capacity. Jeremy's company, Metro State, has their own badge, which looks an awful like the LAPD badge. It also looks like Orange County, Florida's 2000 New Millennium badge. But if we take a look at the Police Explorer badge, I think that's where his true motivation came for the aesthetic of his badge. Make it look like the program that he was so unceremoniously booted from. Metro State is literally a company of Stolen Valor Blue Falcons, but we're not going to focus on any of the other individuals in the company since Jeremy's the ringleader. It seems to me that he targets young or vulnerable people to join his ranks, which the fact that they have ranks is a conversation in itself. Of course, Jeremy has to be the Major General or the Chief Officer in his fantasy land. Jeremy also claims to support law enforcement while not trying to be them. Let's see how his company honors that commitment.
It's on my motorcycle, Sergeant. You want me to go back to my motorcycle? You want me to stand over here, Sergeant? Motorcycle out of the room. I can't, because unless you're going to put one of your cruisers here and hold this funeral, I can't do that. Here, Sergeant, to piss me off. Sergeant, I'm not trying to piss you off. Get your license. So you want to go? Okay. Get your license. All right. Sergeant, get your lieutenant, please.
There is no lieutenant. I'm in.
Then get a captain.
There is no captain. I'm
then
in.
Get somebody that outranks you, Sergeant.
Nobody
I have the very valid registration. I can promise you, this isn't going to go the way you're planning. What's the problem?
We're on a traffic stop. What do you need?
What's the reason?
I'm talking to him, not you. Go on.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be 10-12 then. Funeral escort. We're legally allowed.
It doesn't give
that
you
is where you are incorrect.
No, it does not give you authorization.
Go ahead and get in your truck. Go.
It gives you authorization.
We're not using a siren.
Purple and yellow light.
We're not using a siren. She's using an air horn.
Evidence? You want me to take it out of your car as evidence? It is an air horn.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Not a problem, Sergeant. We'll see you in court. Have a good day. Ride safe, please. Never mind that they're doing their job the way they need to. Thank you, Lieutenant. Sorry for the inconvenience. Go, Jess. Go, Jess. Just go. Thank you, Sergeant. That's a little disrespectful. You have a nice day now. Anything else?
You're free to leave. Go.
That was disrespectful of you.
You're free to leave.
Thank you.
That's an air horn.
Law enforcement that watch and talk shit, or paramedics that talk shit, or firefighters, or whatever you want to be, or whatever story you want to tell you are.
It's funny how he overcompensates to fake the funk. As a former military man and having a lot of friends in law enforcement, I can tell you that none of us talk the way he does. His obsession to use codes is unbelievable.
1974 says we can do funeral escorts. So, I'm just confused where the 50 is coming in.
Where the what's coming in? 1050, traffic stop.
Traffic stop, the 1050.
What? Hey, ASAP, do you know how to 50-50 an intersection, buddy? Are coming, so you better make sure you follow your P's and Q's. First, I wanted to say thank you to my fans, to my little motors. Boy, you guys have been 10-8. You guys are awesome. The comments were through the roof. You guys are 10-8.
People that have to talk that way for work do not like doing it, let alone do it for fun. Even watch him constantly adjust his belt blows me away. It's not fun having to wear all that gear for work. So seeing someone do it to perpetuate a facade, knowing how uncomfortable it actually is from experience, is just one of those extra cherries on top. Jeremy is very arrogant. Jeremy's so unbelievably in love with himself that he thinks people trolling him on the internet are actually fans of his. But of course, they're just outright mocking him.
You guys, especially my fans, you guys are amazing, and the numbers are growing.
Perfect. Dude, this is amazing. We're actually doing pretty good blocking these intersections. We need more motors. We need more units.
We need way more motors. We need motor 17.
Oh, look at this Fudge Boy. Get out of the road, Fudge Boy.
I'm a state-approved agency.
Okay, I'm going ahead.
Okay, yep. Go.
About the Grand Theft Auto shit. That shit's amazing. You guys, whoever wrote those programs for the vehicles, amazing. Good job. I don't understand quite how we're utilizing my name and company logo. But hey, who fucking cares, right? We went from motor escorts, nobody knows who I am, to video game, real Grand Theft Auto 5 online funeral escorts, to people actually putting Metro State on their own personal cars while getting gas and taking pictures. I don't even know what to say. Just like the whole vlogging thing. I don't even know what to say. I'm a nobody. I'm just a guy that came home, saw something, like I told you guys this morning, knew we could do it better and safer, and as you see, blood, sweat, and tears, doing the work myself, building it myself, and started a business. A live stream, and we're gonna work on getting you guys badges for those that want to join the team. I didn't even know you could do this shit, but they're letting me know you guys can get like badges if you subscribe or join the team. We're gonna get you little motor badges, so my little motors can keep up with us. And to my little motors, boy, you guys have been 10-8. You guys are awesome. The comments were through the roof. Lots of eBay fans. You fucking guys are cool as fuck too. Not only are you cool as fuck, but you're paying for things and asking me to sign. You know how many helmets I've signed? How many holsters I've signed? And they're paying extra for it?
Well, if there are truly any little motors watching this video, I hope you're enjoying it. The irony of his arrogant, boastful nature is probably why he is where he is now. So let's go over some financials.
Do the math. We've done the math. We do somewhere close to 2,000 funerals a year. 2,000 funerals a year times 11 years.
In Jeremy's own words, he's been doing 2,000 funerals a year for 11 years. That's a pretty good estimate based on some other instances where he said how many funerals he's done a day. There's also a clip from when the officers were investigating him for Stolen Valor, where he says that each officer cost $160 for a funeral.
So if we do the 10, is it still going to be the 1,200?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the discount. Trust, because normally we're $160 an officer.
So the question becomes, how much do these motor officers get paid to conduct one of these Grand Theft Auto funeral escorts?
What is the terms of the payments to these employees? Is it you get $100 per hour, per job?
It's
What's
just per
the
job.
terms? Okay, it's per job.
Right.
And how much is it per job, depending? What's it based on?
It depends on how many they do, but
No, if they do that one escort that he was-
$50.
$50 per job, no matter how, if it takes 4 hours or 2 hours?
Correct.
Per hour. Per
No,
job. Per job. Sorry, that'd be great money. Okay, $50 per job.
Usually, an average is they usually last about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, give or take. So, whose vehicles are they using?
They're using mine.
And who provides the gas?
They pay for their own gas
How do you know that?
because the cars would be out of gas if they didn't pay for it.
$50 a funeral. Not $50 an hour. $50 a funeral, and they have to pay for their own gas. So if a funeral takes 3 hours, which is about how long every funeral has been that I've gone to, that's less than $17 an hour before gas. They're also 1099 contractors, so they don't get any fringe benefits.
Social Security, any kind of with deductions?
That's their responsibility because they're 1099.
So the answer is no.
Correct.
There have also been reports that Jeremy makes employees put the company cars on their personal liability insurance, which is obviously illegal. So to get a good estimate of average yearly revenue, let's take 2,000 funerals a year, $110 margin per officer, and we'll use 4 officers, which is probably on the lower side. That's $880,000, almost $1 million a year. He does have overhead for the business, such as renting his office space, but he doesn't pay for the gas, he doesn't pay for the insurance, he doesn't pay fringe benefits. So, what does he do with all this money? Well, he does reinvest back into the business, which is pretty comical when you look at his ambulance that he was hired to do a WWE match for, and there is no medical equipment in the ambulance when they call it But needless to say, we are talking a lot of money this man was making from this hustle. This would explain his boastful, flexing nature to his haters.
Within 2 months, 3 months, I spent probably more on my daughter than most will probably make in a year. I know that sounds arrogant. Where you work, I think even at McDonald's where your job is, I don't have my wallet in front of me, but I have over 37 credit cards in American Express, Black, Platinum, Louis Vuittons, and the Birkin, and the Birkin, and the other Louis Vuitton, and let's see here, Michael Kors galore. It's ridiculous. And that one again, I can't remember the name of it. A little confused. Yes, I am going to have lunch, but I am going to do a business deal. This is a lunch. See, business people, when they sell a business, they have to do these things called business meetings. And business meetings aren't normally held at McDonald's.
Ironically, earlier this year, he had to face music because the IRS started investigating him for tax fraud. On top of that, while he was wasting all of his money buying Armani suits.
Like my suit, it is Armani for those that want to talk shit about me.
He didn't save his money, so when times got tough, he had to ask his employees for money.
And that's it. The only thing is honestly, I have no money, so payment's gonna have to wait this week. If you can't do that and you can't understand that, I understand.
I'll work 2 months for you.
Anyone that's willing to donate money right now, I'll write you a loan and I'll borrow it and pay you back.
Then he had to ask his mama
for money in years. The last
Wait a minute, you just took $1,000 not a week ago.
Because of these.
What do you think I have in the bank?
Okay.
But of course, him living like a delinquent for the last 10 years, no one's really inclined to give him any money. There's so much to cover for this man, a true chronological story would be hours. But I wanted to cover the high-level background, make sure that we document all the Stolen Valor cases. And of course, I couldn't help myself and go over the financials. But there are other great channels that cover his personal life that are very entertaining. So if you want more Jeremy, go check them out. With Jeremy going away to prison, we might think this is the end of Motor 1, but only time will tell if we've seen the end of him. I purposely didn't want to use his friends and family in this video as much as possible. But there's a clip by his wife that just sums it up as precisely and as comically as possible.
Cops! Because of my husband is a loser!
If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like. A lot of work went into this. Now, if you want to see more military content, don't hesitate knife handing that subscribe button. Well, remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other. I hope to see you in the next one.